Who's going to talk first, me or you? Should I? Maybe I should because, my live stream and all. Hi, it's me, it's Bob. It's Bob Doyle, like it says right here on that little floating symbol. I'm out here once again basking in. Hi, Nori. Thanks for the not only Purple Hearts, but a little cup of coffee, too. Daniel. Hello, sir. Good job. You're going to get a little spotlight tomorrow in tomorrow's live stream boot camp, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's because you weren't listening to me all that time I was telling you about live stream boot camp. Hi, Cher. And hi, Jane. Look, it's the group. It's the crowd. It's a big group hug. Come on, let's do it. Let's bring it in here. Bring it in. Now, I want you to notice I didn't pat your back. You know, that whole hug and pat. That's not, That's a, you know what I'm saying? That's a disconnect. You don't really, you know what I'm saying? Francesca, my better half, knowing, of course, you're talking about Tracy, will be here in a couple of hours to pick me up, to go to her place to have dinner where her daughter who's 12, is having a sleepover with friends. So we'll see how long I last in that environment. I know these kids. Jane could use a back scratch. Do we have any volunteers, ladies and gentlemen? Anyone at all? Okay. So I'm testing a few things like I always am. This Minicam app is what I'm using right now to broadcast to several channels. If you're on YouTube, give me a shout out. Or maybe somebody could jump over to YouTube and give me a shout out just to make sure all this is working. But before I was doing this, this isn't so spontaneous when I do this. It's not so spontaneous. I can't just go, I'm going to go live now. No. For the titles and the descriptions to be right everywhere, I have to go to a web page and I have to type in a title and I have to type in a description. I basically have to update all. Now, I'm just now getting a notification that I'm live. That's yesterday's papers, Facebook. What was I talking about? Yeah, so then I have to do that. And then because this app that I'm using on my phone doesn't show me the comments, I have to have the comments, hi Kathy, scroll on my iPad. Which is how I now view and use comments in the Bob Doyle Show. A little behind the scenes, which I'm sure makes no sense to you anyway, even though I told you it was behind the scenes. Am I right? Yeah. So it's sleepovers. Moms are up late with girls, so brace yourself. I know. I'm going to get out of there fairly soon. I'm probably going to have dinner, and then I'll say, later. Look, she's cool with that. She knows. We've got our live stream boot camp live Q&A tomorrow. Again, for those of you who aren't in it, well, that's just because you didn't join. So I don't know what to tell you. Steve! What up, man? So I'm wearing a coat as if it's cold, but it's not cold. It's just a little cool. And sometimes my body temperature just runs a little cool to the extent where it's uncomfortable. And I start freaking out. You don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Anyway, there's all this prep I had to do. But it took me less than 3 minutes. But I can't tell you how many. Holly, that's a nice thing for you to say. I can't tell you how many live broadcasts I haven't done. Hundreds. Medea. I don't see Medea in here. She hasn't commented yet. Let's see it, Medea. Now, if any of you think I'm threatening Medea, I'm not. We fist bump. That's what we do. That's our thing. It's her thing with everybody. Okay, I'm not special. Well, I might be special, but not in that way. But I'm waiting. How long will I sit here waiting for a fist bump? I don't know. As long as it takes, I guess. Now, if she doesn't do it, then somebody else needs to. Who's it going to be? All right, well, I'm just going to sit here for a bit. Point is, I can't tell you how many of these I haven't done because of the setting it up process, but it only took less than 3 minutes. it's going to get tired of video. So, what if she was just sitting there watching, going, let's see how long he'll leave it up. Like, I think she's gone. Okay, Jane just fist bumped me. Oh, all right. Thank you, Jane. Whew. Sitting in for Jane. There's Dina in the house. Hello, Dina. Are you in the house? Are you Dina with a mouse? Dina, are you with a fox? Dina, are you in a box? Anyway, here I am. I did it. I went through it. And because I want to test one little thing, I'm going to tell you about something that, again, probably not applicable to most of you. And this is more of a, we're going to get on the phone and invite people to this thing. But I can't wait to tell you about it. Well, I can't wait to do it. Anywho, so I thought, well, let's just test it and chat and talk about that I'm not really that cold, but I'm going to wear a jacket. That was like literally in my head. Well, I'll talk about that. Like that was a bullet point. So on Tuesday, we are, I talk about the Salt Room a good bit. It's just a really cool place here in Summerlin where it's all Himalayan salt lined. Like there's a whole room that's just that. It's very healing, blah, blah. I could go on about that. But we were going to do an event there recently that we did not do, weather and stuff. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Why are you out? So what we're doing is kind of an open house there because Tracy and I have met two people who have these two inventions that are so freaking cool that I just can't even believe it. One is it's called the Sound Lounge, and it's basically this bed that you lay on, and then when you play music through it, the vibrations, you get the sound vibrations that go along with the music, and it's these deep, just resonant, it's this three-dimensional experience. It is indescribable. Sometimes if you've ever been like on a plane or in a train, I know I'm doing Dr. Seuss again. This was unintentional. But the rumbling, and I don't know, there's just something. All right, there's Medea. She gave me a fist bump. All right. Anyway, and then mixed with the music and all this, it's really awesome. Tracy and I got to play with it last week, and we're like, oh my God, everyone has to know about this. But it is hard to explain. So, and then the other is this light and sound goggles thing. Here's the graphic. Holistic Happy Hour, a free that's right, it's free. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Free multi-sensory adventure. Come experience 3 evolutionary technologies. So the one that looks like a piano is actually the bed I was talking about. I hope you can hear me. The bed I was talking about that you lay on, and then the next one is the glasses with the sound and light that reacts to audio as well, and then the Salt Room. So you get to play with all of that stuff, get hands-on with all that stuff, and then get a Salt Room experience too. And for free, because Tracy and I are just like so psyched about this. So we know people who are more practitioner levels stuff who could use this type of technology in their practice, and then we know other people who just like to have cool stuff. That bed is, I don't even know how to explain what a dream come true. Like I literally had visions of that thing decades ago. Like this whole idea that you could just be immersed in sound, but not just volume, like the actual frequencies. And so with this bed, I could sit down with a synthesizer, or he uses an iPad app sometimes that is a synthesizer that generates these tones, and you can basically just orchestrate your own experience with these vibrations. Now, I can't even begin. This is not like if you've gone to Bed Bath & Beyond or something and bought one of these vibrating massage chair things. It's nothing like that. That would be like one billionth of what this thing is. And yes, Jane, that's the whole idea, is to combine all 3 at a time. So you can lay on the bed with the glasses. Well, I don't know if we can lay in the bed in the glasses with the Salt Room this time, logistically, but that would be quite extraordinary. Look at that. I just got a Facebook invitation from Tracy, just popped up on my screen, to Luscious Living Lifestyles holistic happy hour event. So she's just posting the event too. Isn't that cool? So, and I played with the glasses when I was in the UK, and I've had various light and sound goggles too, that flash and all that stuff with music and induce, specific brainwave states and all of that. I've played with those, of course, but this is a whole different level with its use of color. It's crazy. Like, I put that on and I'm like, oh, I never want to take this off. So now we get to play with all of them together. And I've got all sorts of... The guy behind the Sound Lounge is named Craig Goldman, and, I want to get VR involved, because if you lay it on that bed with the VR helmet, with VR applications that also respond to the audio, now we're just getting out of hand. It's already an experience that just will take you away. Once that you start getting that through your body, it is just like goodbye. But and there's various levels of intensity. I got off of it and then found out that it was at 40%. And it was still freaking amazing. And then Tracy did it at 60. So I'm going to go 100 on Tuesday. Man, I'm going to bring my own music. Then that's the thing. You can listen to whatever you want. And there are all these apps that you can generate music and tones, even GarageBand. You could lay on that thing with an iPad and just go and just take yourself away while listening to the music in your headphones. Or if you have these glasses, then the whole thing. Anyway, it's a high, it's not a purchase for everyone. It is definitely for more practitioner types in terms of general appeal, but I'm going to get one. Once you get on it, you're like, okay, I don't know how, we're just doing this somehow. It's really amazing. So I just want people to experience it. So that's happening on Tuesday here in Vegas. But I knew that none of you were in Vegas, really, so probably wasn't gonna, But I wanted to do that, because that's a reason for me to use the Minicam app. See what I'm saying? So what up for the weekend, everybody? What are your plans? I didn't get any invitations from any of you, so I had to fill my own calendar, and boy, is it filled. Am I right, Tracy, who's not watching right now because she's busy posting this event live? I don't think we get each other's notifications. Like, she's in this live stream boot camp, and I get notified about when everybody in that boot camp goes live, except for her. And it doesn't even show up on my notifications that she even went live. But other people, I think, see. And I don't think she gets the notifications that I go live either. Weird, right? What's that about? Alfie. All right, well, no one jumped over to YouTube to say hello. I really was hoping that someone would go to bobdoyleshow.com, which will take you to YouTube, where you will be able to see this show being broadcast live, where you can click on it and then leave me a comment. It does, doesn't it, Medea? You know what I'm saying in the description? I thought this was quite clever. It's happy hour, but the cocktails we'll be serving are being created by your own body, your brain chemistry, because that's what, see? We're going to put you in this endorphin, dopamine, I don't know what all. We're just going to get your feel-good hormones going with light and sound and vibration. So that's the cocktail. It's a hormone cocktail. But hormone happy hour doesn't sound as good as holistic happy hour. I guess it depends on who you're talking to. Am I right? All right, Annette. I thank you for the invitation. Most likely, it's not going to occur, but I don't know. When's Australia Day celebration? Terry! Hi, she's waving 3 times, so I did the same thing back. Terry, you're a little late, but here, just grab a screenshot. Boom. Okay. Oh, actually, I'm sure I'll be sharing this. And by the way, this is what's fun about this is Luscious Living Lifestyle is me and Tracy's brand, if you will, that we have been talking about for almost a year, like shortly after we met. And we haven't really officially done anything with it out in the forward facing, but you have no idea how many plans and things we have. Retreat being one, and we are in the planning, the final decision-making process of our first cruise retreat, which will be in September, October, so no excuses. Details forthcoming. And then, but this thing was literally thrown together in the past 2 days when I found out that Nicholas from the CO, the glasses place, is going to be in Vegas. And we had just met with Craig, and it was like, well, let's just see what we can do. Let's just see how many people we can get there. I mean, so we're not expecting, no, Terry. But don't you think that the chemistry created by your own, because I hate to tell you, it's still chemistry. Whether it be an alcoholic beverage or a dopamine hit from something. Your brain, it all just comes back to your brain. Jane's got to run. That's right, she is training for a triathlon. So it's like, 19 miles a day she's got to run. So she didn't have time to, pardon me, didn't have time to sit around here and watch me a live stream. But you guys do. I don't know why I found that funny. All right, look. I've done what I set forth to do, and that is to broadcast this in a quality that hopefully doesn't stink. I think I fixed that problem. To tell you, for what it was worth, about the Holistic Happy Hour also gives me a little bit of practice talking about it, because we will be sharing that Luscious Living Lifestyle event invitation on our timelines, etc. Who knows, it might cross your path. It might show up on your newsfeed somewhere. Who knows? I don't know. Who does? I don't know. Probably wouldn't. Medea says the following. So it would be so amazing if I was at Daniel and Christina's Conscious Dinner events. Daniel is part of this live stream boot camp group as well, and he has been live streaming his Conscious Dinner events, which are super cool. And Medea's going to IKEA tomorrow. So everybody write that down. And she's buying awesome furniture for the new flat. Whoop, whoop. And she's being interviewed on Sunday. So the skyrocket to fame is well underway for Medea. I wish I could. You know what I need? And I've got it somewhere. I absolutely have to do this. Get a video of people applauding, so that in this case I can just switch to the video. I've got it. I used to use it on the Bob Doyle show a long time ago. A long time ago. Not the ones that come up now, but it like a cut to a video of real people in an audience, like circa 1950 something. You know, the bit. All right. Thanks, Terry. That's very nice of you to say. Could we have 1,000 more Terrys out in the world? Angie says, Natalie, I say hello to Natalie. I say hello to Natalie all the time. Hello, Natalie. Yes, the Swedish meatballs are, of course, really, I've probably spent more money on the meatballs there than I have furniture. Do you know what I am talking about? Do you? All right, maybe we could play with a filter or two real quick before I go inside. This is a little glitchy. Oof, makes it seem cool, doesn't it? A little warmer. There's really a lot of filters in here. Like, that makes it look just hot. This one's so crazy. Medea, you can interview me any day you want to, except Bob Day. That's the day of the week where it's like, hey, don't talk to me about anything. I'm just making this up, of course, but I think I need to create it. I'll just leave it how it is. How's that? Just give it this this little look as I close things out with my little hanging butterfly, which obviously isn't mine, but Tracy's. Can you imagine me in a store somewhere and going, hey, that's what I need. I need to get that. I don't dislike it. I don't. I think it's nice. But can you imagine me like going and saying, let's see. Oh, a butterfly, dangly metal thing. Yeah, that's what, I'm totally buying that today. No. Terry, it's not that cold. It's funny you should say that, because at the beginning of this, there was a whole conversation about that. People just went on and on about it. We talked for like 20 minutes, 30, 40. I don't know. I lost track of time. I zoned out a couple of times. I think I fell asleep. I think there's like a 7-minute segment of this video where I'm just... All right, so Terry says she likes this one, but who knows which one she's talking about. I mean, for crying out loud, the delay here is like an hour and a half. Like being in outer space. You know, you've seen those movies where the conversations... See Interstellar? Anyone? That was a depressingly long lag of conversation. I didn't say I wouldn't want the butterfly. I wouldn't choose to buy it. Let me make this very clear. I thought I was being very clear. I thought, clearly erroneously, that I was going out of my way to say that there's nothing wrong with this. I do like it. But if I'm at Home Depot or wherever you buy these things, I'm probably there for light bulbs or, something to anchor onto the wall. I'm not like shopping for and seeing that and going, yes, a butterfly. That's all I'm saying. Daniel, yes, we're still live. Does it say live right here? I'm totally making this up because I don't see it, but that's just how well versed I am with how things work around here. Live. Right here. That's what it says. Now, if I'm wrong and it's over here or something, I'm going to, but it shouldn't be. All right, one more reminder, just because I like pushing this button, I don't have any other pictures chosen. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Oh, boy. Whenever I watch myself freak out when I push the wrong button, I'm always like this guy. That's my cousin. His name is Hans. And, don't ask me about Hans. But I think he's, whoops. Sorry. Was Interstellar the one with Matthew McConaughey? Yes. That's the one. It is an investment in time, and I have invested that time 5 times. What? Yeah, because you get something new every single time. You have another layer of aha. I highly recommend it. I'm Bob Doyle, and I highly recommend it. All right, let me try it again. I'm Bob Doyle, and I highly recommend it. How about, I'm Bob Doyle, and I highly recommend it. You can use any of these. See, you could be grabbing this, and then if you knew ahead of time, you could have gotten this, and then you could just do a video, and then at the end of it, there's me going, I'm Bob Doyle, and I highly recommend it. Right? I'm Bob Doyle, and I highly recommend it. Don't use that one. That was bad. Mustachio. Yes, that is such a better name. I'm going to go with that. We're going to have it officially changed in the record. So from here on out, that is Mustachio. And, for heaven's sake, this takes too long. This is the one I should have showed you anyway. That's what it should have been. Although I think the Bluetooth headset hanging from the ears gives you a little insight into the actual date of the photography. I'm Bob Doyle, and I highly recommend it. Okay, Daniel, Terry, Daniel. Daniel, as I said at the beginning, was on a freaking tear. And I love the framing. He just knocked it out of the park. Great use of live stream. If you got a report card, Daniel, guess what? I'd give you an A. An A. No question. And you'd be like, no, A minus. I'm like, look, can I come up with the scale, please? It's my freaking class. And maybe that'll change later. It's an A for now. Okay? All right. Daniel says he should be going to bed because it's 1 a.m., but yeah, how do you say goodnight to Mustachio? Here's how I do it. Good night, Mustachio. Oh, I wish you guys could smell this. I don't know if it's conscious food or not, but wow. I mean, it's like, okay, as I am speaking, it is getting ridiculously strong. It's like they're holding it under my nose, and they're not. This is not a bit where I'm going to show you my neighbors with a pot. Oh my God, you have no idea. Why do you need so much bottled water on a table behind you? Okay, it's not bottled water. Those are jars. And in an earlier broadcast, we speculated what could be in there. I think we said things like silver and rubies and sapphires and what was the last thing? It wasn't silly putty. Yes, it does look like that guy. The guy with or holding, yeah, okay, I'm having a hard time getting back. Holding the barbell over his head or doing the muscles, right? Mustachio. I should put a picture in picture instead of taking over the whole screen, but then I'd have to get rid of the Bob Doyle Show logo, and I always have to remind you what you're watching, because then you forget. And then later you're like, what was that amazing way I spent my time today? If only there was a little graphic in the corner. It smells so good right now, but I don't know what it is. I can't identify what the smell is. It could be the beginnings of something. It could be, you know what? It's onions. You know, it would be like me to discover that it's in my kitchen and I started something and I completely forgot about it. And I'm like burning something on the stove right now, and then the fire alarm would go off, and that's how I'd learn. And it would be live. Oh. Mwah. Would that be sweet or what? Well, I don't know about that. I think Mustachio actually is known for his smell. His ability to smell, not his smell. He just smells like a normal Mustachio. But it's not pistachio. Ha ha. Boy, he got that growing up. Can you imagine? Oh. How's it going? Pistachio. It's Mustachio. Little known fact about Mustachio is that thing didn't come in until he was in his mid-30s. He actually cannot grow a mustache. It's taken him 30 years to do that. And that's why everybody made fun of him, because he looked more like a pistachio than a mustachio. That's a little known fact about our good friend Mustachio. I always like it when you learn things on the broadcast. It proves my point that this is a great medium for transference of knowledge in a fun and engaging and personal way. Now, I realized a little while ago that although I very often talk like this, like I'm some sort of, I don't know, documentary, you and I know that I'm just being sarcastic and this is just my bit. But people who are new might come onto my live stream and think, oh my God, this guy really talks like this. He is so, what is it? I mean, what? And I realize there's a lot of stuff I do that people, if they don't know who I am, they have no reason to not think I'm serious. Terry, I'm going to tell you a story because I did the same thing. Here it is, and then I'm going to end this. In college, I was boiling a chicken. Don't ask me why. And I don't even think it was the whole chicken. I think it was just part of a chicken. It was wet. Don't worry, it wasn't like a live. I went to the store and had chicken, and somehow I decided maybe I was going to make a salad. I don't know. I was in college. I don't remember. So I'm simmering it or boiling it or whatever. Chicken. Well, I don't know what I was going to do with it. It really doesn't matter. But here's the thing. Well, and this is an apartment. Knock comes on the door. It's some group of people who I can't remember who they are because it's not important to the story. Hey, we're all going to O'Malley's or the Odyssey or whatever place we're going to go. Let's go. Okay. Out the door we go. Several beers, and I'm sure a designated driver later. We get home, my roommates and I, because we're all out together on this journey. Come home to an apartment filled with smoke. No smoke alarm went off. I'm just now realizing that. I probably realized it then. And the boiling water, I had melted a pot, just exactly like Gary said. Melted the pot. That was a sobering moment because that could have gone way worse. So what's the lesson, boys and girls? Seriously? You gotta ask? All right, I think that's gonna do it. Am I taking homemade ice cream for the girls? No. And do you know why? Because they don't appreciate it. They don't all eat sugar and they're picky. And so, no. My cake and my ice cream, they turn their nose up at it. But you know what? Well, that's all the more for me. All right, Medea, it's bedtime for you. It's bedtime for Daniel. It's bedtime for Bonzo. I'm out of here. I'm going to end this now by pushing this button. We're going to see what happens and how long it takes. 3, 2, 1.